5 gun owner rules that just changed. Right now across America, responsible gun owners are being arrested not for breaking the law, but for following rules that quietly changed without warning. A simple traffic stop is now enough to trigger criminal charges, permit loss, and permanent records, even when your firearm is legal. Court rulings in multiple states have just rewritten what silence means, what storage means, and what cooperation means. The words you choose in the first 10 seconds of a traffic stop now decide whether you drive away or leave in handcuffs. Stay with us because missing even one of these 5 changes could cost you your freedom, your rights, and your future. Subscribe now, hit like, and let's break down the 5 new rules every gun owner must know before the next set of lights appears behind you. Chapter 1. Silence is no longer safe. For years, gun owners believed that keeping quiet during traffic stops was the safest choice. That belief just became dangerous. Courts have ruled that in the duty to inform states, silence now counts as a violation. Digital permit systems now alert officers instantly, which means forgetting or waiting even a few seconds to disclose can trigger criminal penalties. The legal system now expects immediate verbal disclosure the moment an officer reaches your window. In a 2024 Michigan case, a licensed carrier handed over his concealed pistol license, but waited 40 seconds before verbally mentioning his firearm. Dashboard footage showed the delay. The court ruled that silence followed by late disclosure violated the duty to inform the law. He was fined $500 and lost his permit for 6 months. Digital permit linking now exposes your carry status instantly. Delayed disclosure now counts as non-compliance. Silence can be used as evidence of concealment. Fines, suspensions, and charges now follow simple mistakes. What once felt cautious is now considered suspicious. This shift has already cost lawful carriers their permits and their freedom. Speaking clearly and immediately is now the only safe option. Silence is no longer a neutral choice during traffic stops. Courts now treat delayed or missing disclosure as intentional non-compliance, even when the firearm is legal and properly stored. From this point forward, immediate verbal disclosure is no longer optional. It is your first and strongest layer of legal protection. Chapter 2. Officer safety ends all debate. The moment an officer mentions safety concerns, your legal options change instantly. Courts have expanded police authority under officer safety rulings. Any hesitation, explanation, or argument can now be charged as obstruction. Once safety is invoked, you are legally required to comply immediately, even if you believe the order is unfair. In a Pennsylvania traffic stop, a licensed driver argued that his firearm was legally stored and refused to exit his vehicle after the officer cited safety concerns. He was arrested not for the gun, but for obstruction. The charges were upheld even though his firearm was legal. Officer safety gives police expanded control. Arguing now leads directly to arrest. Verbal protest protects court challenges later. Calm compliance prevents roadside charges. Once officer safety is mentioned, your ability to debate, explain, or negotiate disappears instantly. What you say in that moment can either protect your court case or create a new criminal charge. Staying calm, complying clearly, and documenting your protest verbally now becomes your only safe legal strategy. The traffic stop is no longer the place to defend your rights, it is the place to preserve them. Chapter 3. Your permit is already on the screen. Most gun owners do not realize that their permit status now appears automatically when their license plate or driver's license is scanned. Digital linking systems now expose carry status instantly in many states. Forgetting to disclose now looks like intentional deception. Officers can immediately question inconsistencies, turning nervous silence into legal trouble. In an Arkansas stop, a driver failed to disclose his firearm. The officer ran his license and saw his concealed carry permit in the system. When confronted, the driver admitted the gun was in the glove box. He was charged with violating the duty to inform and faced jail time and permit suspension. Digital systems reveal your permit automatically. Forgetting to disclose now creates violations. Officers can confront inconsistencies instantly. Silence now triggers deeper investigations. Digital permit linking has quietly removed the benefit of doubt from traffic stops. Officers no longer rely on your memory, your honesty, or your explanations. Their screen already tells your story before you ever speak. This means your timing matters more than your intentions, and forgetting to disclose is now treated as a conscious, legal violation, rather than a simple mistake. Chapter 4. Storage location can create charges. Where your firearm is stored in your vehicle now determines your legal risk. Courts have expanded the definition of within reach. Center consoles, glove boxes, and similar compartments can now be treated as accessible possessions. Even unloaded firearms can trigger violations if placed improperly under your state's storage rules. In a Colorado case, a firearm stored unloaded inside a center console was ruled to be within reach during a traffic stop. Even though the driver exited the vehicle, the court upheld unlawful possession charges based on accessibility. Within reach now includes vehicle compartments. Storage rules vary by state. Location determines officer authority. Improper placement can trigger charges. Storage location is no longer a minor detail. It is now a primary legal risk factor. Where your firearm sits inside your vehicle can determine whether an officer has the authority to detain, search, and charge you. Courts are no longer asking whether you intended to access the firearm. They are asking whether you could. That small distinction now decides your freedom during every traffic stop. Chapter 5. Voluntary disclosure can remove your rights. Many gun owners believe that volunteering information automatically protects them. Courts now show the opposite can be true. When officers make requests instead of orders, your consent can authorize full vehicle searches. Confusing a request for an order can instantly waive your constitutional protections. In an Idaho stop, a driver voluntarily disclosed his firearm and consented to a search. The officer discovered unrelated prescription pills, leading to drug charges. The court ruled the search was legal because consent was given. Requests can be refused. Orders must be obeyed. Consent authorizes searches. Silence protects rights. Good intentions no longer guarantee legal safety. Voluntary cooperation can now unlock search authority that did not previously exist. The wrong yes at the wrong moment can expose your entire vehicle and personal belongings to inspection and charges. Knowing when to clarify, when to refuse, and when to remain silent has now become just as important as owning your firearm legally. What every gun owner must do now. These 5 court changes are already reshaping traffic stops across the nation. Every responsible gun owner must update their habits immediately. Your words, your timing, and your storage choices now determine your legal safety. Memorize your core phrases, practice calm responses, and share this video with every lawful gun owner you know. Subscribe for daily firearms law updates because staying informed is now the strongest form of self-defense.